Hi, I'm Becky,
Hi, I'm Terry.
and we live in the Hunt Club. I think our favorite option, without a doubt, is doing the sunroom. It's a 12-month-a-year room. Can't imagine not having it. The sunlight that we get from this room, access onto a patio that we were able to expand with Brennan Builders. It's just one of the more beautiful features in our home. Do you agree?
I do agree, and the fact that it's all one level is something that we've enjoyed. Moving from a house with multiple levels, it's made life so much easier and so much friendlier.
Why did we choose to build with Brennan? We were working with a realtor and we're very explicit about the type of home we were looking for, which is the home that we're in now. And our realtor gave us this location and the model home that was open at the time. So when Terry and I went into it on a very cold, snowy Saturday in February, we walked in and just the peacefulness that settled through us when we went through the home. And we walked through the model home and it got better and it got better, and there were features in it that we might not have thought of because we've never built a home before. So the whole model home, seeing a Brennan build, the people that we met from Brennan in the model home, there was no going back for us. What were our overall thoughts of purchasing with Brennan, and did we ever feel pressured? No, we honestly felt some pressure because we went into the model home at around noon, came back at 3 o'clock after looking at some other homes and decided, we've already been in our future home. We went back, we stayed till the model almost closed and told the site agent, we'll be back tomorrow. We intend to build a home with Brennan. So we came back on Sunday right from church, had our checkbook, and we were all set to write a check because there was one home available further down the street. And another family had come in as the site agent was locking the door on Saturday evening and purchased the lot we were interested in. I don't know who felt worse, us or the site agent, but nonetheless, I asked, the site agent's name was Beth, and I asked her, I said, will you be opening another quad home soon? And she said, yes, we do have plans to open another one. And I said, as long as you can promise me I won't fall through a crack and Terry and I will get a home, I won't stand here and cry. And she took all our information and she said, trust me, you will not fall through a crack. She called us every day after that, and Wednesday or Thursday, Brennan opened another home and we had our home. So no, I never felt pressure. I think we put the pressure on ourselves because we wanted a home in this community with Brennan so badly.
Yes, we had looked for years and years trying to find something that we felt would meet our needs, have the size that we wanted, but not be too large, and just be comfortable to spend a lot of years with and have a community of similar type people to live with. And we felt that we found it. It was very comfortable, very warm.
And the site agent was true to her word. We never fell through a crack, and about 4 days later, we were back with our checkbook. What were our overall feelings of our time in the design studio? I think when we first went in, it was a little overwhelming. We had never built a home before. But when we went in, there was a board welcoming us. Melissa was at the door outside when we got there. So anything that we would have been nervous or uncertain of, I think just melted away before we even walked in the door. And Melissa is so knowledgeable about a Brennan home and the products and the process. And she explained our process and what we had to be prepared to decide and our time frame for deciding. And that no decision was wrong because we could revisit it on a next visit and a next visit with her. So it was so much fun.
It was exciting.
It was exciting.
Exciting. And through the process, we changed a number of features that we initially thought that we wanted. I think, were much happier with Melissa's help. I mean, it wasn't just something that we came up with. A lot of the things she suggested, we asked for options, and we received multiple changes or options to move to. A lot of them we kept the way they were with our initial thoughts, and a lot of them we moved. And been extremely happy with everything we chose.
Yeah, we honestly have not looked back and said we wish we would have done this or we failed to do this. I think one of the cutest things in our whole process with Melissa was we were a little nervous about the electrical, because that you're going to live with. Where you put a hole in your wall in a box, that's you're going to live with that the entire time you're in your home. And when we were doing the electrical process with Melissa, in the guest bedrooms, when you walk in, behind each door there's an outlet. So we were doing the electrical process. I said to Melissa, I think we're going to move those, even though they come with the house, and we're going to put them further in the room because there's no way we could get a lamp or a cord there. And she, with a completely straight face and a lovely voice, said, you're right. If you don't put the outlets there and put them in the room, it really wouldn't be that hard just to move a end table to plug your vacuum sweeper in to sweep the room. And Terry and I went, oh my gosh, of course Brennan Builders thought of that. That's why the outlet's there. So you just walk in the room, plug it in, vacuum your room, unplug it, leave, you don't move any furniture. So, it was just, she didn't even make fun of us. It was just a very respectful process, and Brennan Builders thought up a lot in advance before we had to make decisions.
Yes, I can add to that, though, that we went through, and from the history of our other house that we lived in, a previous house, that it was easier to put outlets everywhere, not too many to make it look out of line, but the need to have something available if we thought we needed it or we knew we needed it from what furniture we had and how we were going to lay out some of the rooms. And every suggestion, every item we talked about was what received and said that's well within the norm, and it's better to do it now than later.
From the Brennan team, who did we enjoy working with and why? And in thinking about this opportunity to share our Brennan experience, I've actually thought about that question. And I can say, and I believe I speak for both of us, that we were so surprised at the level of personnel on the Brennan team. We had our site agent that we wrote our contract with and signed all our paperwork. Loved her professionalism, loved her knowledge. And then when that paperwork was done, we were told, okay, now your next meeting is going to be with so-and-so. And we said, we don't work with you anymore? No, you're going to work with so-and-so now. So we worked with the next person to sign our contract and review our contract and go through the paperwork. And she was so knowledgeable and so wonderful to deal with. That was a smooth process. So we get done with her. And then she says, well, now you're going to be working with, and I'm like, there's more of you? It's just every level of person we dealt with never once said to us, oh, I'll get back to you on that question. Never once were Terry and I told that. Just the level of people that we graduated to as we moved through the Brennan build process, everyone was phenomenal. I could not pick out one person who shone above the others. What was the most memorable part of building for us?
Let me just start off by saying, I think the fear of making a wrong decision or picking something was one of the hang-ups I had. Were we going to pick something wrong? Were we going to be upset with what we picked later? And throughout the process of being helped through it and getting through all the options in the room and the upgrades was a relief. Being this was our first house that we built by ourselves without any of this instance, we've certainly remodeled in our old house so many rooms that we knew pretty much what we wanted, but doing something from start to finish was always something that I was concerned with. Did we do something wrong, or did we have the right information? And it seemed if we didn't have the right information, the people we were talking to had the information for us, or had the suggestions to offer us for us to think about moving in another direction. So the whole process was wonderful.
And I was able to get the kitchen that I wanted, and Brennan design team came up with suggestions how to blend what we wanted with what we had seen in the model home. So it was just a phenomenal process. What I would say about our entire Brennan experience, and I'll probably cry because it's been a very emotional experience for us. We're in our forever home, and we waited a long time to have this home and never had a new home. But I will say, through the entire process, you sign paperwork for a house with Brennan, but when you close, Brennan gives you keys to your home. Thank you.